All
Yeah.
right. So the first one here is something you and I chatted about before. Do you know your leadership style and why is it important? And as a leader myself, it's something I constantly am trying to understand, and it evolves over time. So when someone, a CEO or another leader, is thinking about that, walk us through how do you go about finding that style for a leader?
Yeah, that's a really, I think, timely topic because, coming out of 2020, as you know, so many organizations have had to pivot their strategy, and that's really tested a lot of leaders' ability to execute on that strategy. And people have found out a lot about what we would consider, natural leadership style and what role that plays in organizational success. And so when we look at leadership style, there's really three key components to it. The first component is leadership DNA, meaning not necessarily what people are capable of or not, but rather what feels comfortable and what doesn't, right? So some concrete examples of that might be, hey, certain leaders are more comfortable with tough conversations, right? Other leaders are more comfortable with analytics and data. Other leaders are more comfortable with supporting the team, right? And then those same areas could really challenge other leaders in terms of comfort level. So the first thing to really understand is kind of behaviorally what feels comfortable and what doesn't. The second component of leadership style and really rounding that out is leadership skills, right? You might have some leaders that, because of their DNA, kind of how they're hardwired, need to develop certain skills to offset or round out, right, where those gaps are. Whether that's organizational skills for leaders who are being asked to be more tactical, or whether that's big picture thinking for leaders who by nature have a harder time seeing the big picture, right? And then the third component of this is really around what we call self-awareness and emotional intelligence. We find that leaders who have all three of those components clicking are typically putting themselves in a position to be successful, whereas any of those components being off or a little bit of a gap or creating a little bit of a gap creates some risk for the organization and for that leader. So again, there's really three things to consider: would be leadership DNA, leadership skills, and then of course emotional intelligence and self-awareness.